So this is the last section in my videos for dev test lab scenarios. So coming back to my data science labs, I want to show you some behind the scenes feature, how they were being generated or managed by Microsoft Azure. So if you click on the data science lab, first thing you will notice that if I click on the resource groups, there is a resource group created for my data science lab, meaning as we all know, Microsoft Azure works in terms of resource group containers, and the boundary of your data science lab is actually managed by these components. And you can see there's some different items here, the data science lab itself, the virtual network in that resource group, and two storage accounts for two different purposes. But let's see what are the different types of folders in these storage accounts. So if I click on the first one, we can see that the blobs are created, and I'm expecting a couple of containers here. So all the uploads, artifacts, something which are cloned from the repository, they go into uploads. All the custom images that we create during our virtual machine custom image creation, they go into generated VHDs folders. The all the running instances are in VHDs folder. In my second storage account, if I try to see some blobs and then containers, I can see all the artifacts because remember we included Node.js artifact for the both virtual machines, or any other related uploads behind the scene are managed in these containers. So two different storage accounts with two different purposes are created. And again, all these four items are working under the boundary of this resource group automatically created for you. And the reason for creating resource groups are multi-purpose. The thing is, all the role-based access privileges and the resource group management aspects are really around these resource groups. So there is nothing which can be created now in Microsoft Azure without the resource group, and that's the reason this resource group, without even letting you know, it was created behind the scene. But let me show you one other resource group, or actually two resource group they were created without even you noticing. Remember, look at these Windows Virtual Machine 2 resource group and Ubuntu Virtual Machine resource group. Meaning, looks like whenever you provision an instance in the data science labs, beside this main data science lab resource group, there is a subgroup also created with almost a similar name to your instance, and the boundary of that virtual machine, the security and the physical boundary around that virtual machine is controlled by this resource group definition. Because I think the whole idea is that every virtual machine needs to be shared between different members, and not all virtual machines will be shared with all the team members. So there is a possibility that this way Microsoft Azure is defining these resource group in the background to contain those resources in one container. One more purpose I can see myself is that since virtual machine, its network interface card and the public IP addresses need to be isolated in one resource group in the good formed container way. So probably that is also a reason why this resource group was also created around the instance. Let's go back to data science labs and some settings that we were not able to see due to lack of time. Let's revisit them this time, and I'm in the data science settings tab, and artifact repositories. If you remember the artifact deployment that I did on the formulas and the custom images, by default, all the artifacts are fetched from the public repo of Microsoft Azure. But definitely you have an option of defining your own GitHub artifact repository, and defining these git clone URI, then the folder path and branching information here. And not only next time your dev test lab user can fetch the artifacts from public repo, they can also utilize some images, formulas, and artifacts from this repository. Virtual networks, as I said, by default, some virtual networks and subnets are created for you. But if you want to add further networks, you can do it. Or if some networks which are defined outside the resource group but are having the resource bit role-based assignment done properly, they will also appear here, and you can connect to your on-prem resources. Cost policies or cost threshold is something which is a feature I liked very much myself, because here it gives you a predicted view of your out of your current usage. Because what happen is, behind the scenes, all the activities of your virtual machines and the dev test lab users activities are being monitored by the analytics platform. And based on those analysis, here cost ratios panel can tell you what is the estimated cost, and how it will look like when it is converted into a monthly cost. Right now, the message is appearing like lab cost data is being collected to populate this chart. Probably I can show you in my one of other geology lab that I previously set up for some other purpose, and probably this can show you some results since this lab is working from last couple of days. So let's see how it looks like when. Okay, so looks like from last 2 days, this platform has already predicted for me that my monthly estimated cost is $2 per month. So similarly, since these are the test accounts, the actual usage accounts will be showing you the actual good prediction for your monthly usage. But I really wanted you to see this feature and notice it, that how it really helps in cost minimization scenarios for the teachers, for the students, and even for the subscription admins. So some other things that I want you to show is that um, if you go into the properties, uh, I might be mistaken. I think what I wanted to show you is that sometimes it's very important to, okay, I think I'm in the wrong lab here. So let me go back to the data science lab. If I go to, let's say for example, this machine, and you know this virtual machine, Windows virtual machine 2 instance, how we use it and how it stopped itself. But sometimes it is very useful to find some log information and audit information, and what happened, why it is stopped right now. So if you go to the audit logs, this is a possibility to know what your virtual machines were doing from last since commands. So when you click on the audit logs, you can see that the last, if I load more activity data here, let's see what comes up. So I think let's say this is succeeded action, and let's further dig deeper into that. So looks like this is the last command which was succeeded. What API was called by the Microsoft Azure to handle this operation request, and some details which are very useful for the detail analysis. It definitely cannot compete with the information available in the event viewer, which you can easily set up at the virtual machine level yourself, because that is something as part of the regular Azure performance log monitoring. One more thing I really want to show you is that if you can utilize really these the tag features, uh, again, the tag features which are here either at the virtual machine level or at the data science level itself, it really helps the tags to finally when the bill arrives for this certain lab, if the virtual machines they are running around some logical application or logical functional scenarios, then you can easily use those tags to separate your billing amount and usage by utilizing those tags. And the example is that within data science lab, if project A was utilizing three virtual machines and project B was utilizing two virtual machines, so when the bill arrives at the end at the data science lab level, you will have a possibility of digging deeper in via the tags level, because as we all know, Microsoft Azure billing scenarios they work around either the subscription level or the resource group level. Then the only choice you are left with is applying the good amount of tags for logical and functional application scenarios. That's pretty much it, and I think hope you have enjoyed all these three sections of the dev test labs that I have tried my best to explain from a scenarios perspective where we were trying to do the data science labs with teachers, students, and external user scenario. Please do let me know about your feedbacks, and the best way to do this is to either comment in the section, and we will try to answer your questions. And we really are gonna appreciate your feedback because we need to improve on these scenarios and upcoming videos. So please do help us. Until then, see you next time, and have a very wonderful day. Bye.